Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Hammondtree?
Mr. Chesney, Mr. King, Mr. Everett, Mr. Hedges.
How you doing? Good seeing you again, Mr. Edgar. You guys are playing games with the names out here in front of me, making it hard.
Oh, okay. So,
Yes, sir.
you have two parcels there. One's used for the construction, and it opens up on Wells Street, and then there's a second. It's got a little house and all that.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna
So we like to use the house for some of the ministers that live there. So we want to actually, the house is in poor shape, as you probably have noticed. We're going to make it nice like the rest of the houses around there. It'll be remodeled to be very nice. You know, I have several ministers working with me down there, and so this will be one of the parish houses. So we need it to remain residential because that's that use. It's a person's residence. Now, what we've run out of office space. White Oak's grown, so we thought, you know, here's this extra acreage that's just not being used. It's just up in weeds. The city of Maryville said, look, it hooked both to sewer because the house, every time it rains, the sewer's out the road. You know, so let's solve that problem. Hook them both to sewer, which we can, and then we would approve you absorbing this into your existing commercial lot and let you build an annex, so to speak, there. I would like to say I would like it to be 12 to 1,600 square feet because I don't know yet exactly the floor plan. That would give me a little leeway, you know, in design. And so we were just seemed the easiest way to go. It'll all still be the same office, same use, same everything, same company, everything.
Who owns that property? True Purpose?
Well, True Purpose owns the property. I started it, but I have the leasehold back on it. So I'm here wearing two hats. I'm here as you know, the equitable owner through a lease. True Purpose is a title holder.
Are you going to build another Dane's house?
No, sir. No. We literally run out of office space. What we've learned is that one of the cornerstones to what we're doing there is obviously the job training. That's what White Oak does. You know, those are men that are either getting ready to go into apprenticeships or are working for me right now. Another cornerstone is the counseling. And so we have reached out and hired state licensed counselors to come in and counsel our employees with whatever core issues they have. We found that works really well. It takes private offices to do that. And so, you know, with the counseling becoming a very integral part of our employee development, and you know, we've grown. White Oak has grown in employees. They've probably doubled since we've, you know, built this back before. We have jobs going from Vonore to Gatlinburg. We just need more offices. It'll be purely office space, no residential there.
Yes, sir. This body, the county has always had zoning control, well, as long as the county has zoning, which is your role. The city's role, when they had partial jurisdiction, was purely over the subdivision problem. So that's how the planning region worked. If there's subdivision regulations apply, although there are zoning regulations. Now it's always. But yes, this is where the county was.
We're not changing the zoning, just a special exception to zoning. Why would our planning commission not do this instead of us?
Because the Board of Zoning Appeals has jurisdiction over special exceptions.
And that's all this is special.
Yes, sir. It's an amendment to an existing special exception. Or a revision. If you want to take the word amendment out of it, that makes it sound like a zoning change. Call it a revision.
So it's a special exception where it can be allowed and not allowed, but then as far as the construction all goes on it, where does that go back to?
It's all of us. Everything on this property now is only us. So
Are we qualified to do the job like planning commission would reviewing plats and subdivisions and building and sewer and traffic and all that. You,
As far as the subdivision of the property, that ultimately would be the planning commission's role, okay? Creating lots, moving property lines. In fact, moving a property line like this is actually administrative. So the planning commission has given that authority to the secretary of the planning commission, which is Doug. So moving the property line is an administrative action. It meets all the standards. We'll be able to sign that off. It's not an issue. Special exception, this body is responsible for special exceptions, variances, and appeals. All that is zoning code. Okay. Special exception has all sorts of different things that you have to look at, mainly having to do with impact on adjacent property owners, whether those are, could be detrimental, and those sorts of things. You aren't necessarily looking at infrastructure per se, but you do have to kind of look at the big picture of perhaps impacts on infrastructure. Okay, not necessarily the nuts and bolts of the pipe in the ground, but the effects of, is this going to have a detrimental impact on the traffic, utilities?
but no, initially, we're being asked to do the construction, not just would it be okay to put that on it? The other part, we've never done that.
So, the Board of Zoning Appeals approved this original site plan in 2012 as part of the special exception. Then the Board of Zoning Appeals revised the site plan in 2013 without a little different footprint. You're looking at it purely from the zoning perspective.
But then the city, when we approved the zoning difference, then it had to go down through the city and then okay the rest of it.
No, sir.
Didn't-
All the building permits and everything were issued by the county at that time. The city would only get involved on splitting up property, although they're not in that business anymore for us. Okay. All the construction, all the building permits, all of that stuff, our hours were in 2012 part of that. So our building department will review the construction plans. to make sure.
Had the county had oversight on this back whenever it was originally done, then it would gone through the same procedures that it's gone, and come back to us for variances or whatever, even out at this point here. The fact that the city's no longer involved in it, ain't changed nothing.
Correct.
It's kind of a side note. About 4 years ago, we folks tried to locate county.
Yes, sir.
We had this big,
Oh, yeah, it was a mess.
so we should be involved with it.
No, sir.
You gotta remember that.
Yeah, I'm not doing,
So, all those people were upset, triple witness guys. 300 yards from the house, and now we're sitting at the cross the road for subdivision, we had to take the property. We have to look back and think, what, you want to buy? Those folks were so upset, group of guys, really trying to get back together.
when you took that, basically all you did was start hiring, right? Or did you?
Yeah, they were, okay, I'll just tell you the story. My wife and I were having coffee, or she has tea, about 5:30 in the morning, the day the paper had the big article, front page, about how they had to leave. And she felt compelled to ask me, she said, you should read this. You should read this, maybe you can help them. Well, I'll be honest with you, you got to stay married, right? I just took the paper and threw it in my truck seat. And end of the day, I was coming back from Knoxville, right at Alcoa Highway, and that thing just kept tugging at me, kept bothering me. I pulled over, And excuse me for getting emotional. It still makes me emotional. I read the article, and I could not understand why, when a ministry come into the county and was giving guys a hand up and getting them back in the game, and you know, no government money at all private, why there was such a big problem. I couldn't understand it. And in looking into it further, they had a zoning problem. Just that simple, you know. So I had my secretary call Pastor Graham. It was just before 5 o'clock, and asked if I could have breakfast with him next morning. About 7 a.m. the next morning, I met him at Cracker Barrel, him and a couple of others. He was rather gun shy at the time. He'd been through kind of a rough patch. And in hearing what they did and what they do with men in the trades, it's amazing. And I absolutely invite everybody, every chance I get, to come down and let me take them through the campus there that White Oak has done, and show you what we do. Because what it is, we've yoked with them, we've turned it into a training opportunity. When the men come, they sign up for 1 year of training. They go through 4 levels of training. I got involved in it more as a rudder, and more, you know, like, okay, let's meet with the IRS, make sure this is okay. Let's, you know, do all the due diligences, including planning and zoning, which, you know, y'all had a very valid problem. You know, they were in violation. So I came in front of you and I said, look, may I do this? I want to locate this campus here. It's going to be part of what I do at White Oak, and we've been very involved in it now for 5.5 years. In fact, we have produced hundreds and hundreds of excellent employees that aren't just all mine. Nip and Dinzo, restaurants. We have opened culinary school. We since then have opened 2 campuses in Knoxville, 1 in Warsaw, Indiana, 1 down there in Wyman Road in Madisonville. The first pregnant women's center opens the 21st of September in Vonore. And I just took under contract with Clayton a place in Morristown this morning. We're actively opening these campuses, and they're 100% supported by literally angels in the community. 100%. Okay? It is phenomenal, the success. It works. And, you know, you ask about the neighbors. I beg anyone, just go knock on any of our neighbors' doors. You know, the first thing the men learn is their 4 proper responses. Yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. It's that simple. And then from there, their day starts at 6:30 in the morning at my office with a breakfast worship service. They then all go to their jobs, school. Some are in school, some are in college. You know, it depends, but the Devil's Workshop is an idle mind. They have, if they don't have anything to do, they're getting loaded in a van and they're going to go pick up trash in the Walmart parking lot for 8 hours. That's the way it is. If any of these men have back child support, taxes, fines, they must be made whole with society as far as we're concerned. And they are. They come out of there after 1 year with their day starting 6:30, work, come back after work, dinner, and then 2 hours of Bible study at my office. Or 12 steps, or Celebrate Recovery, or different churches, you know, whoever's involved. We're non-denominational. A lot of churches are supporting us. And the bottom line is that it's been incredible. It's like graduating kids from high school every week to sit there and see that. And you know, they won't walk past a piece of paper. They will pick it up. They look you in the eye when they talk to you. I mean, it's a completely different dynamic than what people think. And if you're asking about the neighborhood, I ask anybody to knock on any door of any neighbor. I mean, anyone needs a gutter cleaned, a problem with it, their dog washed, whatever. All they got to do is ask. You know, and so we need more office space, guys. It's that simple. We're not subdividing, to your point. If I was subdividing, I would have to be going through the whole process. I'm removing a property line and just adding more ground and within the Blount County regulations of setbacks and everything, building some more office space.
This room is very active in Celebrate Recovery, First Church. We're there every Wednesday night. And really adding to the service of the being in. They also, one of UT's favorite vendors. At UT, the concession stands are operated by different groups. If your daughters have a soccer team, the parents could go and operate that concession stand and get a percent. True Purpose guys, they regularly have concession stands in football, basketball, soccer, and the softball team. So UT says they are one of their favorite groups and that do that kind of thing for them. So True Purpose gets a percent.
That's what funds us. UT is one of our biggest funders,
Yeah.
you know, by concession work.
Well, it's just interesting, whenever we went down there, and started, zoning was okay there, did the city approve that?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm not asking for. Well, it went city and county. I had to get approval from both y'all. I had to get approval from both back then. Now it's kind of all back here.
Do you have a dormitory that they live in?
They live in houses. We live within exact maximum occupancy allowed by city and or the county, in our case, as all the campuses. We're governed by how many people can be in a house, square footage, et cetera, et cetera. They're regular residential houses. I built a subdivision, and they simply occupy the houses in the subdivision. No, there are 4 in this campus. There are 4, and the others have more and some less. The one I'm doing in Monroe is about to be rather robust. We're about to do expansion and do 80 home affordable housing subdivision for these men and women who come out of these programs. We're trying to, you know, kind of like these houses you see towards Midland and Alcoa, some of these more affordable but new efficient houses where someone who's making $15 to $17 an hour can own a house. You know, so we're, you know, we're trying to give them a hand up and a path back in the society where they can carry their head high, and we're doing very well at it. Very.
Back at the time I was out here, it didn't seem as though they were organized.
Well, there may have been a lot of Gil Heinz in their world in the last 5 years. You know, I'm insanely aggressive about details and people doing exactly what they say they're going to do, and so I'm not. There's no St. Gil or Father Gil here. There are 9 pastors that do that. I do the job training and the behavior. Okay.
When I read it, I asked one of us, who owns it, or who's responsible for True Ministries? And the answer was Jesus. Who is
Well, Jeremy Graham, the same gentleman that was there, is the executive director. We formed back a little while ago the Tennessee Opiate Initiative. I'm the president of the Tennessee Opiate Initiative. The purpose of the Tennessee Opiate Initiative is for me and the board to get municipalities and nonprofit and faith-based individuals together to do these type of opportunities for whatever their need is. Some are elderly. I mean, there's different needs, and different groups have different passions. As an example, I purchased the property in Wyman Road down there, and I brought in True Purpose Ministries, Pastor Graham, for the curriculum, but Restoration Place Ministries, which is primarily all females, and a group of about 120 Baptist churches for the day-to-day. They came and trained in our offices at White Oak. It's all very clinical now, on QuickBooks, standard operating procedure manual, all that's changed since my involvement. And they trained, and now they'll be running, the ladies will be running the pregnant women's, center. There'll be no men at the pregnant women's center. It's all the classes are taught by women, every need. But it's been incredible. So we'll bring several nonprofits together for a goal. And I'm not on the payroll. This is all just outreach. And end of the day, we put one posting. We needed some baby beds. Within an hour, we had all the baby beds. one more posting asking if a congregations could maybe consider taking care of diapers and wipes for a month. Anyone volunteer? It was like maybe 20 minutes. The congregation volunteered for the whole year. You know what I mean? Excuse me for getting emotional. It's just incredibly beautiful to watch what's happening there.
They shouldn't have to do it.
No, not I'm not here to tell you anything you want to know about it, you know?
You get your funding, it's all donations.
Yes, sir. It's 100% funded by private donations. Probably the biggest donator is either me or AdMark at the University of Tennessee. It takes about $600,000 per campus to run them. That's all private sector donations. And so, you know, had a great run in development. We have tons of jobs going. It's probably safe to say that 98% of any profit White Oak makes is being used to fund ministries at this point in my life. You know, God's been great, very gracious to me. And after they spent a year training at White Oak, we have a craftsman and a master craftsman certification. They get a master craftsman certification, they have everyone waiting to hire them at $20 an hour or more. Yeah, well, construction in general, we have a foundation division, we have a general framing division, we have a cabinet shop type thing over there in Sweetwater in one of our outreaches with United Way. We have a culinary school where we're supplying so many people. All the food being prepared down there at the Knoxville Convention Center. You'll go in there, you'll see our guys. We fed President Trump when he came to town. I mean, the fact is there are so many different. One of the things we've been working on for basically a year, and it will launch this spring, is any nonprofit, not just ours, but we formed the National Opiate Initiative, and it will be basically an e-commerce site along with artisan and angel revenue streams, that a lot of the products being made by a lot of the campuses will be allowed to be sold there to go back to fund the campus. Again, there's no free lunch, and they got to learn to carry their water. That's it. I mean, that's the core. It's one of the cornerstones. And so making them productive and able to do that falls in my realm.
Can we get back to this approval?
No, I'm sorry.
Can you hang around for a minute?
I'll be glad to. I mean, anything you all want to know.
He also put you on the donation sheet for purpose.
You're welcome to come take a tour, and we'd be glad to put you on our mailing list.
You can give me your name and address, and you'll send you an application to become a funding member, right?
Absolutely. We appreciate all angels that step forward to help with this.
Is anyone here opposed to this request? Okay, ready for motion? Second. Yes. Yes means yes.
Bruce. Joe.
Yes.
Stan.
Yes.
Ryan.
Yes.
Larry.
Yes. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for what you do.
Thank you, sir. And thank you all for helping us grow it. The 21st, I want to invite everybody something right now, not for your donations. In Von Orr at 355 Gun Ridge Road, if anyone wants to know, you can call my office. The 21st at 2 o'clock, we have our grand opening of the Women's Pregnancy Center. I'd love for y'all to come down and see that.
Okay, as you go through Von Orr, you go to slums, and then you go to school, you go down the dip.
Yeah, you know where there's the Exxon or the Weigels? Right there? You turn right. Just as you go over the bridge, you'll see Walnut Road. It's the first road. You take a left, it will bend around, and then Hammerhead, you take a right, and we're on the right.
So you go Weigels and hang around.
Well, yeah, Weigels, you hang a right, and just as you cross over the railroad bridge, take your first left. There's some storage building things there. And we would love to have you out there. I know Be a lot of people there. It's kind of a Madisonville thing, but I've certainly, my home of Blount County is always welcome for any of these.
Yeah,
Okay.
what's the address?
It is 355
355.
Gun Ridge Road in Von Orr, Tennessee. And I'd be honored if any of y'all could come out there and see what we've done there.
And the date?
The date is the 21st of September at 2:00 p.m.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you all for what you're doing. You're making it possible. Without y'all having done this 5 years ago, none of this would happen. So enjoy it with me, okay? Anytime, shout at me. You know,
If you want to hang on later, we can talk to you. I'm sure you'll later.
did you want me to stay a little while? Or? Absolutely, I'm right here.
Okay, anything else for us tonight, folks? Do I hear a motion to adjourn? Everybody in favor, aye? Aye. We're adjourned.